there. Recording this mostly because I actually talk about this game a lot, and unfortunately this is unrelated because I don't have a capture card, so bear with me here. Game notoriously unforgiving if you don't have the start button pressed. That intro video will loop like every 10 seconds almost. But a lot of people keep asking me what's so great about this game because I do talk about it a lot, and as you can see, it was actually released in Japan in 2002. I believe it hit the US and Europe in 2003. And I keep talking about it like it's so great. Everyone wants to know why it's so great, so I'm just gonna run through a little bit of this with you. Now, bear in mind, another reason I really wish I had a capture card is because unfortunately, almost every emulator version of this game is very buggy. I don't know if it's just really good write protection or what's going on there. But one of the beautiful things is that you can speed up the text just by tapping the X button, or the cross button, however people want to say it. Anyway, but yeah, it's just one of those things where I really wish that there was a really good quality emulator copy of this out there. Really good ISO file or CCD file or whatever file. Unfortunately, almost all of them have been extremely buggy, but I'm going to take you through at least the beginning of the game, which has had virtually no problems ever reported with it. So at least that. And you guys can get a feel for what the game's like, what it's all about, etc. And here we go, plot details. So basically what this is the third Digimon World game, and I'm going to let this stay on there long enough so you guys can kind of read it if you care about the story at all. This actually is fairly story-driven though, so. But, I played the first Digimon World game, and I honestly, it was kinda okay. It was very niche. It was actually almost an adaptation, not of the anime or anything else, but the Tamagotchi games. The little handheld keychain Digimon games. And like that, depending on how you raised your Digimon and the parameters and, you know, how often you fed it or, you know, what weight you kept it at, it would affect how your Pokemon would evolve. Or Pokemon, oh, there we go, Digimon would evolve, or Digivolve, as they call it for... Oh, God. There we go. I'm sorry, it's just, I'm so used to... I was playing Pokemon earlier, so my brain's kind of split two ways. But yeah, it's, you have to, you know, keep that in mind in Digimon 1. Digimon, and, you know, your Digimon would eventually die, and then you had to, you know, get an egg and raise a new one, and etc. And, you know, then came Digimon World 2, and it was completely different and really weird, and it actually did kind of feel almost like, more like a Pokemon ripoff than any other game in the series. In terms of, you know, going out into the field, encountering wild Digimon. Now, the way you do that and the way you catch them was a lot different and, frankly, a lot more complicated. But yeah, you could catch wild Digimon and, you know, raise them and then DNA Digivolve them and everything, but it was really weird and a lot harder than it really needed to be, frank. Oh my, look at this. The character designs may seem somewhat familiar. Apparently, this was around the time Digimon Tamers came out and it was really popular, and a lot of people said that Junior and IAB, the two characters here, resemble very much a reskinned Takato and Rika from, you know, Season 3, and they kind of do, and that's kind of on purpose because of the popularity of the show at the time. But this one was fundamentally different from the others in that it didn't try to be, you know, a remake of Tamagotchi games, and it didn't necessarily try to follow the show, but it also wasn't, you know, just trying to be some generic, you know, capture and collect game. It actually took the idea of the show and you know, made it very story-based and whatnot, and But they did make it very story-based, and also made it very much its own RPG, which is pretty interesting. And here you're about to find out how this works. So yes, you do go into the digital world. This is like a game, so it almost could be like a season of the TV show, I suppose. But you know, it's not. It's its own thing. And you create your account. Give yourself a digital world name. Or you can stick with the default. And yeah, you gotta choose your part. Now this is the interesting part, because these are the Digimon that are gonna be with you through the whole game. Now you can later on get other Digimon through encountering scattered throughout the world are the ultimate forms of the available partner Digimon. And what you have to do when you encounter them is fight them and win. And if you win, you get a sample of their DNA, which you can then take back to the Digimon lab, and they can clone it, and you have that Digimon as your partner Digimon that you can swap out as needed or wanted. There apparently is a way to get Vmon in this game, but it's extremely tricky, and there are very, very strict parameters you have to meet. You have to get to a certain point in the game, plus your partner Digimon cannot be above a certain level when their levels are combined, which I think is like level 20, so that means you'd have to have them all at like level 6 at the highest. And that's extremely hard to pull off in advance to the point where you need to go. But if you can pull it off, you know, it's worth it, because Vmon's pretty handy. Okay, here's Pack A. Kotemon, Redamon, and Patamon. B is Monmon, Agumon, and Redamon. And C is Kumamon, Gyamon, and Patamon. Which one's Richard? Now, these also have to do with like varying degrees of difficulty, because depending on which team you pick, it's going to affect the level of difficulty. Now, it won't stay that way throughout the game, but it will make your team a little more unbalanced or hard to start with. And I don't know. The other cool thing is that as your Pokemon learn how to Digivolve and they level up, they will get new Digivolutions available that actually normally aren't associated with that Digimon. And the reason that that's useful is you can learn different type attacks, you know, dark type, you know, light type, fire, thunder, etc. And you have the ability to do something called copy tech, which once your Pokemon gets to a certain level, or Digimon, there I go again. Digimon gets to a certain level, you can copy the technique. And I'm so used to talking about Pokemon and not this instead. And you save that technique, and no matter what your Digimon Digivolves into, they have access to that technique and they can use it. So, say you have Agumon and he has his Greymon forms, but you want an electric type, a thunder type attack, and he knows only fire type. You can teach him a Digivolution that knows like thunder type attacks, and copy that tech, and then go back to your Greymon forms, and then you have electrical attacks, you know, and stuff like that. It's pretty handy, and there's actually a deep strategy to it, because you can only have 3 Digivolutions equipped at a time, so you gotta balance out what you want and what you need, and so on. So it's pretty cool. Well, I'm gonna keep playing from this point, so I'm not gonna invent any stupid names. Here we go. That always bugs me a little bit, but it's minor. Now, this is the balance pack. This gives you all around, you know, attack, speed, defense, healing, etc. This is the powerful pack. This is for, well, yeah, the offense is the best defense. These guys aren't necessarily the best defensive team, but they're extremely powerful. That won't always stay true as they level up, mind you. But Mon 2 is pretty crazy. Some of you guys might know some of these Digimon by different names that appeared in later seasons. But these were the original names they were given. Like Kumamon, I guess, was renamed Bearmon when he finally premiered the TV show. It started. It was Kumamon. Now there are different packs. Now for the sake of this game, I think I'm gonna stick with this one, just because I like this team, and I like Kodamon, and I love his Mega forms. So, I'm gonna go with that. And I don't know, I might swap out Agumon for Patamon there, because Renamon does have some healing moves and whatnot. I don't know, we'll see. But you know, that won't be for now. That's just later. So you can blend this head. Here we go. This is I'm taking way too long just sitting here talking. So, this is a fairly long intro too. In fact, one of the things that the instruction booklet even says right away, and yeah, this was in the original instruction book, was once you get through the intro, get your butt to a save point and save so you don't have to sit through that again. But yeah, I had a player's guide for this. I had so much stuff, and it was amazing. It really was. I keep hoping, I mean, especially since this was in the greatest hits collection for the PS1, that maybe someday it'll line up in the PS1 Classics section on PSN, or even, you know, made available for the Vita. The Vita could handle this no problem. Lord knows it needs games, so why not? You know, make it cross-buy or something. I would definitely pay $10-20 even for this. This is an awesome game. But here we go, and unfortunately, as this is an emulator, this will probably lag horribly. Yeah. Alright, and we are in. Sorry about that. This is, again, emulators and ROMs with this game don't always get along. And unfortunately, fraps and recording doesn't really help with the frame rate for an emulator on top of that. So, here we go. The little orbity thing above your head is your satellite. That's where they store your data, your Digimon, your items. Yep. Okay, so go to the lobby, get our Digimon. I think this is set to analog mode. If not, it is not. It's set to digital. Oh, which disc do I go to? There we go. That's right. I forgot you got to talk to her twice. Okay. Here we go. Yes, please. Call out my partners. Here we go. Finally meet your Digimon. You can hardly wait. Right, this really isn't terribly important, Okay, there's her username. Somewhat important apparently later. But here we go. And here come the Digimon. See, it's interesting too because it actually does kind of, at least initially, seem like it's borrowing the Pokemon theme. You know, you go out, you train with your partners, you try to become the world champion or league champion, whichever you want to. This will be the first battle. This will give you a taste of what it's like. After this, I'm definitely going to skip ahead to a wild encounter. Alright, so here's what you can do. You can fight, you can use the techniques, and your rookie level you only have one. You can digivolve, but no digivolutions are available. Tag in a partner, use an item, or you can try to run. For now, I'll just fight. It's turn-based battle system, pretty basic. Now I'll show you techniques. Unlike Pokemon, this game also gives you EXP, but it gives you money. The bits are money, which is interesting considering the fact this was made so long ago, and then Bitcoin actually became a thing. So, okay, at this point, Digimon Lab will teach you everything you need to know about Digimon, Digivolution, etc. But I don't need it. So let's just try to get to a yeah, the game kind of cheats. It's how they were able to do it with one disc by having those cards there, so that there's not too much on the screen at one time. It doesn't get terribly overburdened. Areas are relatively small, but it's a pretty good game, and let's advance. Now, in this game, there's no tall grass, no indication, nothing. You could literally have a wild encounter with a Digimon anywhere. And it can, unfortunately, take a while sometimes. Oh, that's right. I think the only safe place... Wait, no. Okay, that's right. This place is just safer. Okay, here we go. This is what I mean. Wild encounter. No, just for fun, let's tag in. That's how that works. money's the same no matter what. Anyway, that's basically the gist of this game. They also have a card battle system in place, which I'd be more than happy to show you all at another point in time. And it's just generally a fun game. And I actually do have a disc-based version of this, a physical copy. They cost like, God, like over $40. That was back when I got it. That was a couple years ago. I think they're even more now. I think you can actually pay like $70 for a physical copy of this. Oh yeah, another thing, you can equip items, shields, swords, etc. to your Digimon to help them, you know, boost their attack, defense, magic, etc. And here's how you save. Digimon. And anyways, save all this so you don't have to go through that long intro again. And that's the game, really. It saves pretty quickly too, and it's really convenient and easy to read. You have 3 save slots, so you can save up to 3 different games. You can actually use a different save file for each starter pack if you want. And you know, just play as it tickles your fancy. Try different scenarios with the different teams and see which one's easier to wear. And you know, that's about it. So that I think does it for this. And check this game out if you can. Emulator, you know, like I said, the ROMs are kind of mostly buggy, but for the most part they work. And well, here's hoping that maybe eventually it'll get a PSN release of some kind. At any rate, I will catch you guys at a later date. Hope you enjoyed this, and see you later and stuff. I gotta go to bed. I should go to bed, but I probably won't. This is on, so say goodbye to sleep. Okay, see ya.